Hey guys, welcome back to Gunpla News, episode 27 for February 2017. This is part 5, features. So as always, I like to wrap up every episode of Gunpla News with showing you guys some featured kits, some amazing builds by some amazing artists here. And so I've got 5 kits that I want to share with you guys today. The first one is by none other than the main man, NAOKI. This is the Master Grade GM Sniper 2 painted build by NAOKI. NAOKI is a really amazing mecha designer and modeler. Has been recently working with Bandai for some of their Gundam designs and model kit designs and things like that as well, which is pretty cool. And so, as he tends to do, he's gotten to work on the latest Master Grade kit here, the GM Sniper 2, and only got a couple images of this, but you can see just some of the modifications and things that he's done. And I would really recommend you to go online and look at these pictures more closely, because a lot of like some of the best aspects of Naoki's work is like when you get in and look at really fine, especially his weathering. I think he's really good at weathering in proper scale. So like his weathering is quite small, but you have to imagine like that's probably like how it would actually look on a Gundam, like a mobile suit that large. So he's added a few other things as well, like he's added an extra part to the antenna, added just some overall extra details around some different areas of the kit. Adding some extra details, adding the part on the knee, so that's like similar to like the Zaku sniper. So the Zaku 1 sniper type has that kind of extra part on the knee, or just has a different part. In this case, it's just an extra part added onto the knee. And then he's also added a little kind of extra attachment piece on the back for holding the bullpup machine gun on the backpack. So yeah, this is just really cool and really amazing. Like as usual, he's just a master, and so it's really awesome to see like all the little details and everything, all the water slides. I'm sure all of the like water slide decal layout and everything is some of that maybe is some like actual stock ones, but I know he also probably designed most of those himself, like especially like the logos and everything. So really awesome build. Always love seeing Naoki's work. He's just fantastic. Next thing is the Master Grade Sazabi-L, the Lalah Sune custom build by Batora. This is something that if I just saw this at first, I wouldn't really be all that interested in, but then like when I looked at it more closely, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So this is just like a big kit bash of a bunch of stuff to make this like really big green custom looking Sazabi. And it has actually 2 different heads, so it actually has one just regular Sazabi head, even the Sazabi head is a little bit modified with a much longer thing on its head. And then it has like one which is like more of like a Shinanju head, which is also modified as well, which is I guess supposed to be the main kit. The other thing that's really cool about this is actually like the hanger below it, which is like just really small like base for this, but showing like kind of like the tracks that's like being launched, and it has this huge gun and all this stuff going on in the backpack. I'm guessing that's using parts like from the full armor unicorn for those thrusters, for those fuel tanks, and then the back skirt, the main piece is probably modified from the RE100 Nightingale, I would assume. So anyway, in these pictures, and this one as well, I really recommend you to look online at these pictures more closely so you can see a lot of these small little details and everything that he's added and done to this. So there's a lot of really cool stuff going on to this. I think just the bright green color is a little bit much for me, but it goes. It's supposed to be a Lalah Sune custom, so obviously he's like for the color scheme and like a little bit of the styling, he's made it sort of like in the style of the Elmeth. So that makes sense, but it's not really too attractive to me personally. But it is a really cool design, everything that he's done with this, and just like the sub arm, this like really super detailed like sub arm coming out of the front skirt from underneath the front skirt there. This is something that I would love to see in real life, to actually be able to see in person, just to see all the details and everything. Yes, just put into that. It's a lot of really cool stuff to see going on with that, and just a really cool build. Next is the 1/100 scale Gundam Barbatos Azazel. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a custom build by Rayhan. This is another one that is really not to my personal liking, this style. This style kit we see sometimes like very like sort of demonic kind of style or something. It's really not something that I particularly care too much for, but this one I thought was done really well, that it actually sort of made me like it. So I thought that was pretty cool to make me like something that I typically don't like. Made this stand out for me. And so basically it's just got this heavily customized version of the Gundam Barbatos, and it's got like these big wings on it now, and this big like kind of whip axe weapon thing. And also just really love like the colors of it, and like it's not just like all just black and red, but it's in like it looks actually kind of sort of similar to what I did with my high grade Tri-Burning Gundam here, where I just like painted it in all just the regular colors just normally, and then just painted over everything in fluorescent red. So it looks like a kind of similar thing kind of to what he's done here. So like you can see there's all the different colors, but then everything all has this kind of very dark red tone to it. Really cool shape of the V-fin as well, and just overall really cool styling in this. And it's not a styling that is usually very appealing to me, and also the photography is also really cool. The lighting that he's used adds to the effect of that. So it's really cool to see just like up close everything that he's done with the remodeling of this model. There's some aspects that you can see that are still very similar to the original, but a lot of it's changed. Most of it's changed quite a bit. So definitely cool. If this is the kind of build that you're into, if you're into this kind of like customizing, definitely check this out. And you know, maybe it'd be good to draw some inspiration from this build, because it's really, really interesting. Next one is a Master Grade Gundam GP02S custom build by JGarage. This one is basically taking the Master Grade GP02, and I'm not sure if he put a different frame into it or if it just heavily modified it. But you can see he also posted, he also did some images showing the like his build compared to just the stock Master Grade, and it's like quite a bit taller, and it's just totally different in terms of its proportions and overall look. It's much, much better looking if you ask me personally. So it looks really, really cool, just the Gundam itself, but then it's also got this like hangar setup with all the weapons, with like the weapon system, he's calling it, of the Dendrobium. So like it has all the weapons of the Dendrobium without the whole like housing and the whole unit and everything. So it's like just the missile pods and all the weapons, and it has the huge long cannon, and the eye field generator is there, and I'm pretty sure that's probably just a scratch built piece, because that looks from what I can tell, that looks larger than what it actually is on the kit. So I'm guessing those are all parts, I think, from the HG kit. But again, I'm not really too sure, just because now that I'm looking at it again, everything looks oversized, because with a Master Grade kit, that stuff would be big just because the HGUC kit is big, but I don't think it would be that big. So I'm actually thinking now that that's just all entirely scratch built, all of that weapons stuff actually, which is pretty amazing. And he's using like part of the Kotobukiya chain base there, you can see on the side of that as well. So it's just really cool diorama set up with this in like this kind of hangar bay, like about to launch or something. And yeah, just really, really cool. I really like this. This is actually something that I've wanted to do for a long time, just doing the Gundam like with all the weapons of the Dendrobium, just without the whole Dendrobium unit. So sometimes we see some different versions of that, and this is definitely one of the best versions of that I've seen for sure. So looks really, really cool. Really love this. Just everything going on. There's a lot to see with this. So definitely, and there's luckily in this case that we have a lot of photos that you can see online of this. So definitely go online and check out some of the photos of this kit, of this build, this diorama. Because there's a lot to see and there's a lot to take in. A lot of really cool stuff in there. Just beautifully modeled, beautifully painted, and just amazing. It's a lot of work for that, yeah. And the last one here is the only 1/144 scale kit in this month's episode, is the 1/144 scale Psychommu Test High Mobility Type Zaku 2, custom build by Yamacloth. This is a design that I personally really, really like, so I love seeing custom builds of this design. and I'm really hoping that we get a new kit of this. There is an old 80s kit of this design, and it's, you know, obviously it's just really old, basic. But what he's done is taken that and then kit bashed that also with the HGUC Zeong, and then also done obviously a whole bunch of customizing with that as well, just making it really cool. Anyway, so it's a really cool design, and I really hope we get like a newer kit at HGUC, maybe RE100. Why not? It would be really cool. I'd love to see a new kit of this. But anyway, this one is really nice. It's like I said, we sometimes see different people doing this, basically like taking the old 80s kit and like kit bashing it and like customizing it with something more modern and just being able to make it look much better. And this is a good example of that, where it looks really cool. So this design is probably quite unique. May not be for everyone, but if you're like me and you like a lot of this kind of MSV design stuff, then this is a really cool one. So I'm hoping we'll see a kit of this. In the meantime, it's nice to see people making some really nice customs of this design, because it's such a cool, unique design, I think. So that's it for all of the features I have for you guys. Again, if you want to see more of these images, the links for all of this stuff is down below. You can check out the links for the Modelers G or Twitter or whatever pages for these modelers down below. Check them out, follow them there in their respective online places where they share stuff. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. That has been this month's episode of Gunpla News. Coming up next, I've got just a whole bunch of Gunpla stuff to share with you guys. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.